I see a lot of riders out here that make one of the biggest mistakes when they get a motorcycle.
Let's go for a ride. Subscribe today.
Before I tell you about the mistake that a lot of riders make, first off, make sure you're wearing the gear to stay safe out there, and I have links to all my awesome gear like this, my favorite ultra lightweight carbon fiber helmet that comes with an automatic tint shield, my new motovlog camera, airbag vest to help keep you safe, shorty gloves, CE armor jacket, keep me cool. Links to all my gears in the description and comment section of this video. The mistake I see a lot of riders make is first-time riders, they get their first motorcycle. They think they know the type of motorcycle that they should get. You know, they have their heart set on a Kawasaki Ninja 400, or in the worst case scenario, they got a ZX10 on in their mind, and they end up getting a ZX10. And like I said, that goes without saying. Don't get a super bike or super sport. You're not ready for it. Trust me. Even after you know, riding the slower bikes, you may want to take your time before you get to a super bike. But anyways, so many riders think they're the sport bike type of riders because they're the most beautiful bikes, right? A lot of people aren't attracted. Some people don't like the Harley, some people don't like the sport bikes, etc. You know, they got a different type of bike for everybody. But what you need to do is you should test ride, try all the different types of bikes to figure out what type of rider you are before you get a motorcycle. Now, you're saying cycle cruiser, how do you do that? How do you try all the different bikes to find out what type of rider you are, to find a, you know, what you can do is take the MSF class. Oftentimes they have a dual sport, they got a cruiser, they got the sport bike, you know, like the Ninja 400, or excuse me, like a Ninja 300, or some, you know, the smaller bikes, of course. But they got the sport bikes, they got all different kinds of the smaller bikes, but different types of bikes to try. So you may end up loving the dual sport life, or you may be a cruiser type or a sport bike type. You don't know until you actually ride the bikes. But first you need to learn the skills, and of course you want to start on whatever the small bike is. You need to start small. Don't start on a fast bike. Trust me, you don't want to do that, man. I've seen so many riders out here get hurt starting on a super bike or super sport because it leaves little room for error, and the super bikes and super sports actually can do like 0 to 80 in like first gear. So if you whiskey throttle the bike, you know, that could buck you off the bike and lose control, and you end up having a real effed up day. Now, I know a lot of people will tell you, get the fast bike and baby throttle it, to be careful with the throttle, but these people have never ridden a motorcycle, especially if they didn't take the MSF class. They've never ridden a motorcycle, or really to know how the throttle is. A lot of times, so many people will go to the DMV and they will get a temporary license and just go buy a super bike or super sport. Okay, they don't even know how to shift gear, some of them, man, and they get on the bike, whiskey throttle it in first gear, and then they end up wrecking and have a real effed up day. Now those are like people that are maybe borderline, have mental retardation, you know, have you know, there's some people out there that they don't have good sense, and you know, and some of those people just have to learn the hard way, or be you know, wiped off the face of the earth, because they just simply don't have any sense, and just dumb, and they got to learn the hard way. I'm telling you, if you're one of those people that's not too sharp with your brain, you probably don't go to motorcycles. Okay, don't go to motorcycles. Go do something else. Go ride a bicycle or something, man. Stick with bicycles. The reason why I tell you this is because when I got into motorcycles, I didn't realize that actually I'm a natural supermoto rider. I love supermotos. But I always looked like everybody else at the sport bikes because they're so good looking. I love sport bikes too, don't get me wrong, but supermotos are number one for me, and then sport bikes, and then other types of motorcycles. But you know, you got some guys out there that are absolutely in love with cruisers, Harleys and stuff, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, You take the MSF class and they'll show you, you may be able to ride those different types of bikes and see what's good for you. But I'll be honest with you, out here on the street, all you really need is to cruise out here, man. These streets are really for cruising, not speeding, not doing street Rossi crap, trying to fly around corners and do a knee slide, elbow slide, and all that BS. It's just for cruising out here. You know, these are working stiffs out here that are working their 9 to 5. They just want to go home and have a safe trip to wherever, or enjoying the ride. They don't want to have to deal with some stupid motorcycle rider out here flying around cars and end up crashing into them, and then if they get killed because of the motorcycle rider's action, I mean, that poor car driver that maybe had nothing to do with it, that'll be stuck with them the rest of their life, that they took a life that it wasn't really their fault. So like I said, it's not the motorcycles that are dangerous, it's the rider. The rider that's dangerous, man. We got far too many guys. We got people on YouTube here that clown, get on here, race each other on the streets, and they think it's cool. I'm sure eventually YouTube will probably crack down on it if they haven't already. It's illegal, man. You know, I got rid of my super bikes because I realized the riding a fast bike slow out here is boring, and then when you light it up out here on the streets, you're putting yourself at risk, the public's safety at risk. Your possibility of getting a felony and put in prison, losing your driver's license, it can really cause a number of wreak havoc in your life. And the only speeding tickets I ever got in my life were on sport bikes, man, on the super bikes and super sports. I've never gotten knock on wood, I've never got a ticket on supermotos and the smaller bikes that I was on. That's why I like the small torquey bikes, man, because you're going to eventually realize, once you go up to the faster bikes, you're going to realize that you may come back to the smaller bikes like me and appreciate the small torquey bikes, because you don't utilize that much power out here, very rarely. You know, and it gets old getting on the highway doing triple-digit speeds every now and then. I mean, it just gets kind of lame. You'll have more fun at the track where you can have actual skill going around the track, you know, doing your flying around the corners and in a safe place with no cars, no rodents, no people, nothing. Safety. They have emergency personnel on hand in case you have an effed up day. You're going to be a whole lot safer at the track, and you're going to have way more fun. Yeah, it's more expensive, but I'm telling you, don't get out here on the street and act a fool out here doing that crazy mess, man. I started my channel early on doing crap like that, you know, and thank God I didn't get hurt or anything, because I could have got hurt really bad messing around like that. And I actually have a family friend that got killed on a motorcycle because he was doing stuff like that, and he ended up head first into a tree and died at 20 years old on a super bike, a GSX 1000. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling you guys, it is not worth it. It's not worth it. Okay, get the smaller bikes, enjoy the ride out here, guys. I'm telling you. If you can, get you a little KLX 300 supermoto, man. See if you can get a test ride or something on one of those. But start off small and work your way up. But I'm telling you, these supermotos are so fun, man. But anyways, guys, make sure to leave a comment below. Let's talk about it. Make sure to hit thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, hit that little bell symbol so you get notified my new videos released. But I release new videos every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Till next time.